welcome back to another episode of the Christmas Advent Calendar podcast. It is the 9th of December. We are opening day 9 on our Advent calendar door, and I am joined by a powerhouse of a woman and a gorgeous friend, Danielle Hobson. She is here to remind you that this is your life and you get to live it your way. And as an intuitive business coach, she blends energetics, strategy, mindset, and action to help women create businesses that not only pay well, but feel deeply, deeply aligned. Her work is about unlocking the version of you who does more of what you love, has more of what you desire, and unapologetically is more of who you really, truly are. With over a decade of coaching experience, Danielle brings a unique mix of practical expertise and energetic mastery. I literally cannot wait for today's conversation. She is a qualified business coach and mentor, a life coach, a meditation teacher, an EFT practitioner, and trained in NLP. But what truly sets her apart is her ability to cut through the noise, see straight to the heart of what's holding you back, and activate the future version of you that's already waiting. And today we are talking all about energy. There she is. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi.
I am absolutely ecstatic to have you back, because when we had season 1, the podcast last December, your episode, and I can't believe I've waited a year to tell you this, your episode was the fastest downloaded episode for the Christmas Advent Calendar podcast, with over 300 downloads.
As if, I cannot believe you waited a year to tell me that neither.
I only saw you for dinner a couple of months ago.
I know. Like, how insane is that? That is so cool. I feel quite honoured. So thank you. That's great news, and I'm going to celebrate that on my Instagram. So
let's celebrate it. And it hit over 160 countries globally, which is just
Jesus.
It's just like phenomenal. So happy celebrations for day 9. So good.
Having that one.
We love celebrating, don't we? So we're going to celebrate this.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely,
today,
for sure.
You are back to talk to all of our gorgeous listeners and followers, to give them the door opening for day 9 Advent calendar tip. What is that gorgeous tip that you're going to share and we're going to talk about?
Okay, I wanted to share the energy around selling. So obviously your gorgeous audience are women, generally in business, in the interior design field, are obviously selling themselves, selling their services, and busy women and amazing women with all of the things. And women in general juggle all of the plates, and we do all of the things. So energy needs to be at the forefront of everything with that, but it can really affect your selling and how you show up for yourself and your business, especially if you've got all of the other things behind the scenes going off that can kind of, lower your frequency, or you've got life in that use that lowers your frequency. My tip for you would be to really make sure that you are in alignment with what you're doing front of house and in your business, so that you can keep your frequency high, because this affects your selling. Your energy sells before you open your mouth, basically. So what are you selling? Are you selling low frequency, or are you selling high?
I love that. So basically, your energy, before you even step into a room, your energy is going to sell your offers. That's what you had
absolutely
emailed over, and I absolutely love this. So obviously, working mums, school drop-offs, 50 million tabs open in our head, the house, the life, the husbands, the girlfriends, whatever you've got going on. How do we, as women and as individuals, how do we protect our energy? What do we do? What do we do on a daily basis?
What I do on a day-to-day basis with myself and my clients is alignment is the first piece. So you've got to make sure that what you're doing is fully in alignment with your purpose and the reason you're here. So many people fall into the trap of doing because they think they should. or because it's working or because it's successful. But actually, if it's not aligned with you, eventually your energy will be affected by that. So that's the first and foremost, and that takes daily attention. You have to audit yourself. You have to ask yourself those questions. You have to check in with your feelings. You have to check in with your energy. You have to check in with how, you're feeling within you, and be like, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right, road to go down? Is this the right angle for this? Is this a hell yes for me, sort of thing? And that's right down to the very nitty gritty as well. Like, your energy is your strategy, full stop. So yes, of course, all of the strategies that are out there work, but do they all work for you? No. So you need to make sure you're constantly auditing, constantly checking in with yourself that, like, is this the right action to take in every single step? And that takes daily practice, daily work. And another thing that I would say that needs to be done on a daily basis is everything that you love, making sure that the actions that you're taking, the things that you're doing, your time that you're spending is spent doing things that you love. So I've really manipulated my businesses to make that the thing, so that I feel like I'm fucking about my mates all day. And I say this all of the time, and it's every single action that I take in my business is joy, is fun, is exciting, it raises my frequency. So every action that I take generally now feeds me, so I don't have to do the whole, what I call the big guns. So when your life gets full, or your days get full, or maybe you've not started doing this work yet and you don't know where to start, the big guns are the things like meditation, actively taking time out intentionally to work on your energy, going and booking half a spa day, going and having, some time with a friend who that will make you laugh or feel good, having a phone call with your business bestie, going and spending some time, free time to yourself. That's big guns, because generally as business owners, we don't have that time to be able to just go and, actively find that just from anywhere. Meditations, journaling, stuff that we really ought to be doing that we tend not to do. So sometimes that I have to bring those big guns back in. Like, I don't journal every day. I don't meditate every day. I don't even do my EFT tapping every single day. I do it when I'm slightly out of alignment, or I need something. It's like a medicine for me. Those things I use as medicines now, they're the big guns. But on a daily basis, if you can create a routine, a ritual, a life that is full of everything that you love, and that could be from showing up on a social media platform that you love, talking to a client that you love, like everything around you is surrounded with things that you love, you will constantly keep your frequency high. If you're celebrating, if you're having amazing conversations, if you're getting into amazing rooms, if you're speaking to fantastic clients, if you're selling, those sorts of things, like that all keeps your frequency high. So there's lots of things that you can do on a day-to-day basis that will keep your frequency high, but if you're not there yet, it takes some time to build up.
So building them up, I'm a morning person. I love a morning routine. Mm-hmm. I love kind of dictating how I'm going to start the day, and I'm very much about you change your state to change your story. If you want different results, you change what you're doing. Like this morning on the drive into school, dropping Eden off, we had the Christmas tunes on in the car. We were doing a Christmas disco. Like, we absolutely love dancing in the morning to kind of get our bodies moving. But also before that, I love listening to affirmations. I love to listen to positive podcasts. I love to do your tapping, which I'd love to do live on the podcast to show people what it is and introduce them to it. So we're going to get around to that in a minute. But what would you say for someone that needs to ease themselves in gently, or that has never done this before? What would a good morning routine, even if it's like a busy mum and we had to do like 10-15 minutes, what would you say?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's got to be, again, the more you know about yourself with this, the better it is, because what works for Lisa doesn't work for me. Like, I cannot get up in the morning before the house gets up and do all of those things. That's not for me. And I spent many, many years trying to do that because I was told by the gurus, by the people that was doing it and it was working for them, that's what I had to do. Like, get up at the 5 a.m. club and stuff like that. And listen, the 5 a.m. club works. It works for Lisa. It works for lots of different people, right? Lots of amazing, successful people out there. But I also know lots of... No, exactly. Yeah. This is the whole alignment piece, right? You'll find you could sit and watch me and be like, oh, I'll try that, what Dan's doing, and it not work and it feel worse. You can look at what Lisa's doing and it worked for you, or vice versa. We're both successful in our own right, but we both build our businesses very differently. And there's lots and lots of people out there that you can find to kind of see and look at, like, just the contrast of how people build their stuff. But going back to your question, like, what would be a a great daily routine? Because again, it doesn't have to be in a morning. It could be the last thing at night that you do, for sure, to set you up for the next day. If you're finding out about who you are, basically. So like, what works for you? Do you like getting up in the morning? Do you like doing it on spending some time to yourself on an evening? Do you like to take the middle of the day to yourself, like round a lunch hour or whatever? Like, think about those things. And when I first started doing this stuff, I knew straight away that the morning routine was never, that was never going to be my full-time thing. I tried it, didn't work. It's not for me. I like small and often. So just a tip for you: your energy, your frequency dips if you don't constantly keep on top of it. Your frequency dips every 2 to 3 hours. So if you're not constantly working it, so again, like, a morning routine is great, but if you don't do things throughout the day to keep on top of that, by lunchtime you're going to dip. And your frequency is dipping, which means what you're attracting in is changing. So I like to give, when I first started, I like to give myself lots of little tiny reminders of where I'm going and what I'm doing. So like, I'd have affirmations on Post-it notes, and I'd anchor in certain actions throughout the day. So obviously I've always worked from home while I've worked for myself, and things like the things that you're going to do all the time: go to the toilet, your laptop screen, your desk, the kettle on, the fridge door. So I would stick affirmations on Post-it notes to these things, and eventually, like, they stick, the anchor. So like, an affirmation every time I picked the kettle up, an affirmation every time I went to the toilet, an affirmation every time I went to the fridge for the milk, an affirmation every time I sat at my desk. These things are being reminding us all the time, every single day, and eventually they stick. I change passwords to affirmations. Like, these things that we can really start implementing into our subconscious on a regular basis to keep our frequency high. So finding out what works for you is really, really important. That's just another tip for if you want to keep it up more often. But things like checking in with your goals, your vision, where you're going. So however you do that, that could be that you could have a conversation with somebody. It could be that you journal. It could be that you're listening to a podcast. It could be that you've voice recorded your vision and you're listening to it back. It could be that you've got your vision board. This is from Lisa's event, actually, at the beginning of this year. And every one of those things are ticked off, by the way.
Oh, I love that, because we're doing it again on the 9th and 10th of January. We're repeating the vision boards.
Amazing.
So yeah, vision boards are great, aren't they?
Absolutely. You've got to just keep checking, because, like, and again, this might be a little bit wild for some people, but like, this is the 3D world, right? And I tend to try and spend as much time in the 4 and 5D world as I possibly can, which is up there with wherever anything is possible. And we have to keep. The 3D world is the physical world that we see and experience, and life's a lot around it. Like, there's lots and lots of different things that can throw you off your vision. So you've got to constantly remind yourself of where you're going and what you're doing. So however you do that, like I said, it could be journaling, it could be listening to affirmations, it could be anchoring in your own affirmations, it could be listening to your own voice back into your own head. Like, there's lots of different tips that I can give you for that, but ultimately, what works well for you. And sometimes that might mean, if you're at the very start and you don't do any of this stuff already, go and try it all out. Go and listen to me, to Lisa, to whoever else is out there, and see what they're doing. Try it. Don't think, oh my God, that's not working for me, so it doesn't work. It absolutely does work. You just might need to just tweak it a little bit and find a way. So I'm an audio kind of everything. So like I say, I'm not a massive writing journaler. I like to audibly journal. So like, my husband is the best soundboard ever. So like, going for a walk when my husband comes home from work with the dog, and just talking at him on my day and where I'm going and my vision for my business, that sort of thing, that's a great daily thing that works really well for me.
Yeah, I love that, because we do that. We call it pillow talk, me and my husband.
I'm pillow talk.
And we mainly do it more at the weekend, because obviously in the weekdays it could be so busy, but at the weekend we'll try and get into bed and we'll just literally talk about the vision for the month or the year or things like that, which is really, really lovely. But also I do it with my unicorn girlfriends, as we call ourselves, talking about our visions and our dreams, and supporting each other. So one thing I love doing that you exposed me to and has really worked for me is tapping. And
Yeah.
I learnt this technique last December, and obviously we had you at the Visionary in January at the beginning of the year, and it was incredible. The women absolutely loved it. And I thought, for anyone that doesn't know what tapping is, we could do a brief explanation and then we could do a little bit of tapping, because obviously for anyone listening, you can obviously watch this on our YouTube channel and you can see Danny tapping and maybe try it in your morning routine. But before we go into it, what are the benefits and what does it do to ourselves?
So for me, right, how I started this was because I was super, believe it or not, like super spiritual now, but was super skeptical to all of this sort of stuff right in the very beginning of my business journey. And I'm a practical person. Like I'm a doer, so I need something to do. So I'm actually a qualified meditation teacher. And as much as I love meditation and I loved delivering meditation, I always struggled to do it myself. And I'm obviously loads better at it now, but I always have to be better. And I just find that I need to do something with my hands. I need something practical to do. So I stumbled across emotional freedom technique. I stumbled across something practical to do with my hands while I was like, doing the spiritual stuff. That's as literally as basic as it was. And I got into it and I absolutely loved it. Like the instant change in my frequency, the instant change in my mood, from going around and doing like one script or one round of EFT tapping. I started implementing this. I did the course. I qualified as a practitioner, and I started implementing this into my coaching and with my clients. And the changes were just phenomenal. So that you can use it for lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different things. I don't use it for everything. I don't. I just use it in house for shifting as a client as quickly as I physically can, and for myself to shift things as quickly as I physically can. So like I say, it's one of the big dogs for me, right? But also, like, if you do it on a daily basis, it's something that really works to keep your frequency high. So the benefits of it, anything from pain management, right up to like manifestation and attracting in and affirming and raising your frequency. So there's the spectrum of benefits is just huge and wide and vast. So you only have to go on to YouTube and just type in EFT tapping, and there's an EFT tapping video for frigging everything, absolutely everything. So it was no brainer that I started implementing this to myself and then obviously to my clients. So I predominantly use it for, and this is the one that Lisa did, I recorded one around money and attracting money, wealth and success into your world. Bali last year, so it was like September. I recorded it and I put this out. So it's a freebie that you can access on my socials and stuff. And that in itself, I mean, I don't know the exact number of downloads that's had, but the results that people are getting when they do that, it's like a 5-minute tapping video. And this is how quick it can happen as well. Like you just a couple of minutes and you just do it, and then amazing things can happen on the back end of it. And yours, Lisa, your results were incredible. Like I think the very next day you
in December, like when I started doing it, I think in December we hit a 35k sales month, and I was doing it like every single day, and bearing in mind, we were doing maybe about 10 or 12k sales months, and then all of a sudden just raising our energetic frequency, our alignment, our vision. Doing the tapping, I was doing it every single evening getting into bed, and it was just literally like, I remember us laughing about it because it was like the miner's touch. It was just gold, 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 gold.
Yeah. I get called all sorts. Like people come into my inbox and they're like, "Oh my God, witch!" Like it's because like they do it, and then the next day they're like, I know. I think the very next day, like the first time you did it, and the very next day you did like a 7k day or something, which was just absolutely like incredible. These are the things, and money comes from it. When people do this, listen. I'm no scientist. Like I don't know the exact science behind it, but ultimately it's frequency shifting. So as blood runs through your veins, energy runs through your meridian lines in your body, and again, with everything, like our meridian lines get blocked up, and there's points throughout our bodies that hold the energy and the stagnant energy, which obviously stops things from flowing. And energy is flowing, right? Like cheese, it has to flow. So the more you can, and because we're all energetic beings, the more you can reduce that blockage, that build up inside of your meridian lines and your meridian points. It works a little bit like acupuncture or acupressure. So with tapping, with EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, you're tapping on it with some decent pressure, and it's just the same as like sticking a needle in for acupuncture, or like pressing for acupressure. So we do it on a tapping basis, and we affirm, so it can really help shift out of limiting beliefs. It can really affirm in new visions, and you're just shifting your energy. And I've had people go from, like I said, from feeling the bottom of the bottom to the top of the top within 3 minutes. And it's insane how it works. And for me, it's like, it feels good for me to do. It feels good for my clients to do. And people have attracted new clients in, new contracts, like payouts that they've been waiting for years, and all of a sudden they do this, and then all of a sudden it drops into their bank. So it's just insane the amount of frequency shifting and results that it can get you, because it just puts you on that plane, it puts you on that frequency, it puts you on that vibration of where you need to and want to be.
So why don't we do some live tapping?
Absolutely.
So Danielle's going to just get her scripts ready, and you can.
I've got one.
Oh, you got it. Look, she's prepared.
I've got it.
She's just
the money one. The money one for me is the money for me is super easy. It's just and I'm just going to take you round once with affirmations. Like, I really want to keep this a really positive, high affirmation. So like we're obviously with this, you have to action. So just so you know as well, like there has to be an action around, not affirmations because they're not affirmations, but that you have statements around bringing up what the worry is about money, or whatever it is that you're tapping on, just so that you can bring it to the surface, you can bring it to the meridian point, so you can tap it away. So that's what. So when I'm talking about maybe the stress of money, it will make you feel a certain way, and ultimately this is what happens. It can bring up the, oh God, yeah, I am worrying about money a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills next month, etc. However, we're then going to shift that. We're going to move that out of your energy, and then we're going to replace it with affirmations that make you feel good around money.
Okay, perfect.
So
let's go.
Okay, fab. So just all I want you to do is just copy me. And so Lisa's going to be you guys. So I'm going to start. We always start with a karate chop. So this is the side of the hand. And this is how we open. This is our opening statement, and we always open an EFT tapping session with this. So I want you to, if you can hear this, you can hear. That's how hard it needs to be. Yep, you can hear how hard it needs to be. So even though decent pressure, absolutely. Even though I feel stuck with money right now. I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though money feels hard. And I worry I'll never have enough. I accept how I feel. And I'm open to change. Even though I keep sabotaging my money. I'm willing to try something different right now. Okay. And I just want you to take a deep breath in there. I want you to just imagine yourself just relaxing into wherever it is that you're sat or stood or laid. And I just want you to keep breathing throughout this. And with this now, I'm going to go into tapping around my face and head, my chest, and under my arms. With this, you can use one hand or you can use two hands. It's completely up to you. So this money stress I can't get ahead.
I can't get ahead.
There's never enough.
There's never enough.
I'm always behind.
I'm always behind.
I'm scared to ask for more.
I'm scared to ask for more.
What if I lose it all?
What if I lose it all?
I release what's not mine.
I release what's not mine.
All of this money shame.
All of this money shame.
I choose ease around money now.
I choose ease around money now.
My body is starting to release
My body is starting to release
all of this pressure around money.
all of this pressure around money.
I release the shame I'm holding right now.
I release the shame I'm holding right now.
I'm allowed to receive.
I'm allowed to receive.
Money supports me and the people I love.
Money supports me and the people I love.
I am worthy of abundance in all areas.
I am worthy of abundance in all areas.
I step into confident money action right now.
I step into confident money action right now.
I welcome aligned flow and ease.
I welcome aligned flow and ease.
I am safe to receive money.
I am safe to receive money.
I take aligned action every day.
I take aligned action every day.
I celebrate receiving money.
I celebrate receiving money.
My money container is expanding.
My money container is expanding.
I trust money can come in many ways.
I trust money can come in many ways.
I accept all the abundance now.
I accept all the abundance now.
And just take a deep breath. How do you feel on that shift?
Oh, I feel really good. I feel really good because I did some tapping at the weekend, and obviously having like amazing sales months for this quarter. But I done some tapping at the weekend and I haven't done it since the weekend. So that has just made me feel like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. Like, let's go for this.
Yeah.
I love tapping.
Yeah.
I love tapping.
It's one of my favorites just because of the practicality of it and the instant change. And like, when I deliver it as well, like, and sometimes I watch myself back, but also like if I watch my clients as well. I can see the instant change in like face start smiling. Like obviously that those initial like statements are quite hard to hear because you are bringing up the how bad you feel around money or whatever it is that you're tapping into. So you have to bring those to the surface to be able to release them. But like once the release is happening and you start really affirming the new statement, it's instant and it's just incredible to watch.
I love that. So before we obviously wrap up today's podcast, and thank you so much for everything that you've already given us, what would the last parting tip or piece of value that you would want to give a woman or a man listening going into 2026 for them and their business?
Okay. Obviously mine's going to be around the energy piece because it's who I am, what I do. But I think the ultimate piece of advice would be just turn around and ask yourself, look inward and ask yourself what it is that you really truly want for yourself. What is it that, or how is it that you need to work, move, take action and do it in a way that feels fully aligned with you. And I know alignment and aligned and all of those things is a big buzzword at the moment, you know, everywhere, but it is truly like your full fulfillment. So, you know, success, full all round success comes for somebody when they're fully in alignment with no sacrifice. There's no sacrifice to that. If you are fully in alignment, you're going to feel expanded, you're going to feel successful, and you're going to get everything that you need. So turn around and look at yourself. What do I need? What do I want? How do I need to act? How does this feel for me? How is this, like, every single second of every single day, you need to be feeling the most fulfilled and the most peaceful that you can. So like, that's the goal. That's what we need to work towards. So like, if you haven't got that yet, if you're burning out, if you're stressed, if you're, you know, if you feel like you have, you know, you need 40 hours in a day, and all of those feelings, if you're not there yet, then start 2026 like that. In fact, start now so that 2026 can start on a good expansive capacity.
Oh, I absolutely love that, Danielle. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me again.
Back. I know, it's our second year in with the Christmas Advent Calendar podcast, and it's so lovely to have you back. And let's smash that download goal. I'll tell you in December 2026. Oh,
yeah, she'll tell me next year.
We're best friends.
So good.
Oh, I love this. And for all of you listening and watching, if you want to find out more about the gorgeous Danielle and her world, what she does, who she is, her Instagram handle, her website, all of her details are going to be in the show notes. Please go and give her some love, follow her. Danielle has been in my world since April 2024, and I have just absolutely loved spending time with her, being in intimate spaces, gorgeous rooms, and she is an absolute dear soul. So yes, thank you so much, Danielle, for coming on to today's podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You are more than welcome. And tomorrow I am going to be back with another powerful podcast. It is day 10 tomorrow, and I can't wait to see you all soon. Tune in then. Take care. Bye.